Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the lucky Pierres. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierres. Tonight we got another movie review for you. This one is a new horror movie. It is called Smile. Stop. Alright, Smile guys. We've seen trailers leading up to it. It looked very intriguing. And we've seen the marketing for it, like people in public places smiling. You'd see it like a sporting event, someone smiling. So we were like very intrigued going in. Like, how is this movie going to be? Is it going to live up to the hype? Is it going to be all that? It looked intriguing, but let me get to the plot here. After witnessing a bizarre, traumatic incident involving a patient, the patient kills herself in front of her. Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. So she must confront her troubling past in order to survive and her horrifying new reality. The idea here is that past trauma can drive you to insanity if not confronted and dealt with properly. So it's someone working through their mental illness, pretty much. And yeah, what did you guys think? Like, I mean, just like what were your first reactions?
It's a lot like It Follows.
It is
but
mixed.
not as good.
I agree. Mixed with.
Like The Ring.
I was going to say,
Ring, yeah.
I agree, but didn't come to me right away. Like everybody says, it's visually a lot like The Ring, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that like The Ring stands out to me as like I'm gonna think things are visually like The Ring. Like The Ring doesn't stick out that much to me visually to be like, this movie looks a lot like The Ring. But
Yeah.
when people said it, I was like, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool parts in The Ring that, like, really, when you first seen it, they were, like, groundbreaking.
They were.
When she crawls out of the TV,
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
like,
like,
gnarly.
well,
awesome.
Like, oh,
Every-
man.
really cool
everything-
concept.
So much stuff mimics like
Yeah.
the crawl from The Ring and the
Right.
girl from The Ring now.
And like you said, it's a mix of those two movies. It's a scary concept of like an evil entity following you,
Yeah.
like it's just very dreadful,
Yeah.
And the dread of imminent death approaching, but we've seen it done before, right? We've seen it done
Yeah, it's
before.
nothing new.
With The Ring, we've seen it done before with It Follows. We've seen it done before with other stuff like The Babadook. I mean, that's about like,
Which
mental
that,
illness and
I do
stuff
like that this movie wasn't like the Babadook in that there was nothing, where it was just all a metaphor.
Yeah, this movie actually shows.
But-
this is the Babadook more like
dumbed
digestible?
down, maybe?
more that and more crowd pleasing, I guess.
Yeah,
you would
it's like
say.
a little bit, for me, above, like, a date night movie.
I was
Like, they
gonna
took
say-
it a
yeah.
little more serious than, like, a date night
It's
movie.
I'd
but,
agree with that
like,
100%. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I wrote a better than decent mainstream horror movie, but with very good casting.
Very good
Like,
acting. They were
love,
good.
The
I
acting
love
was good.
Kyle Gallner. Love
Yeah,
him.
he's good. He's good.
He's in
man.
so much stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
And then,
And then the chick, I forget her name, but
yeah, she's good.
She's good.
And I said it should land hard for normies.
normies. What do you
'Cause
mean
you know
by
what I mean, like-
normies?
People like us that see fucked up shit and watch crazy horror movies, this isn't going to rattle as
Yeah.
much. But people that don't do that are going to go see this, and they're going to be like, "Oh my god, this is demented."
You know, it's funny. It's funny you should say that. My buddy Joe texted me. He's not much of a movie guy.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't really watch horror movies. He said Smile. He's like, it's my favorite horror movie
yeah,
ever. He's
like, I feel like for people,
he's like, I think it was the scariest movie ever made. He's like, because just the imminent dread approaching and just the helplessness of
tell
it.
him to watch It Follows because I feel like It Follows does that.
I did tell him to
so
watch
good.
that. I did tell
Yeah.
him to watch that. Yeah,
It's much better. Like, different movies hit people differently.
they do.
Something they pulled off very well in this movie was not being able to trust what or who you are seeing. Like when they're talking to a character and then they reveal it's not them.
Yeah.
And like if you
And
said,
they smile. And
if you said you realized every time they did that in the movie beforehand, you're lying.
yeah,
Because like if you thought like after they do it, you would have been like, oh, I get, yeah,
I see now.
But like
during
come
you're
on.
like, no,
you
did
like
not.
you just weren't able to trust what you were seeing.
Yeah,
I'm glad they took it more serious than I thought they would, and they didn't rely on jump scares. There was a couple good ones,
There
but
were.
they didn't like overdo them.
Right. Some of it was blatantly like we were expecting it because we know what to expect.
Yeah,
Some people have no clue.
yep.
followed the formula pretty
But
straightforward.
I feel like I know I said I like it because it wasn't like the Babadook, but it might have been better without like the monster reveal like it
Yeah,
was.
I was thinking
'Cause, like,
that
how
too.
big and goofy it got.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, because like a lot of movies, like you're not supposed to show everything.
But
You know, the idea of it's supposed to be more scary.
I feel like that's why it hit home for a lot of mainstream
Because they showed
people,
it?
because they showed it and they were like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" Whereas I was like, it kind of like makes it less scary. That it's
True.
like,
Yeah.
it looks like Gollum,
Yeah.
or what's his?
Yeah, it's his name.
Smeagol.
Yeah, Gollum,
It
yeah.
looks like Smeagol, but just very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the It Follows dude that walks in through the door, which is way more terrifying than like
Yeah,
that part is
that it
terrifying.
can-
It is. It is.
Or like the REC monster in the attic. A lot of movies are using like that
Yeah.
form now, like the giant.
Giant people with
Yeah.
weird deformities, I guess
Yeah.
you could say.
which
or
is
just-
creepy. But
yeah.
if you overdo it, like
And plus, you're not supposed to show everything. You know what I mean? Just you shouldn't show everything. Tease us a little bit and let us figure it out for ourselves a little bit. You know.
But, like,
I mean, it was good for
You
what it is.
touched on it too. Like the promo for the movie was cool.
Yeah, having people smile in
marketing
public
stuff
places
and the
and
public
stuff, yeah.
stuff was very cool.
They did it at sporting events. You see, like I see it on social media.
Yeah.
Like, oh, check this out, another smile
at
person
first-
behind like a batter at like
yeah,
a baseball
at
game.
first you were like, "What?" And then you're like, "Oh, it's for that movie."
They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing.
it was
But
unique.
then
Very.
it was a big W for horror because even if you weren't into it, literally because this movie did so well, multiple studios are promising they're going to put out more horror now, and like just because how well this movie did.
Honestly,
It can be good and bad.
honestly,
Which, yes,
I'm seeing.
that means more bad horror will come out, but it means more horror.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the profits for the horror this year. It seems like it's a huge year for horror.
Yeah.
very big profit wise. So I think.
Because they can do a lot for less money.
Yeah, Smile budget was what? I think it was 10 million.
I don't know, but I like
Made like 115 million. It's like crazy. So
Yeah.
but the studio that I think the studio that did this, their next movie is Clown in a Cornfield,
okay.
which is based off a book. I have no idea, but
Cool
like,
name.
Yeah.
It's like a scary serial killer clown in a cornfield.
Interesting.
If you throw money at it, it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I mean, amongst like the movies that like I guess their theme or whatever is like mental illness and like trauma and stuff. Where do you think this ranks? Do you think
Pretty high,
so?
especially.
Like, how did you guys feel about the Babadook?
That was okay. Like
Yeah, it was all right, but I think it did some things very well. But I did hate that, like, basically the payoff was, aha, it's just mental illness.
Yeah,
Like, that's not a
and
payoff.
it did get her in the end. She lit herself on fire, and then he witnessed by breaking down the door, didn't he? So it
Yes.
passed on. It passed on again. So it was kind of predictable, and I don't know if it was predictable, but like we all knew like it's coming for her, and then it got her.
Yeah.
you know. So it's like,
I don't particularly like the horror movies that have like an underlying like message. Like, I mean, I get it.
yeah,
Some are okay, but if you just keep making those,
they're doing
Like,
it a
there
lot.
was
They're doing it
another-
a lot.
okay, spousal abuse, okay, depression, okay, I get it. Like,
There was
yeah,
a
addiction, mental illness. Yeah.
Monstrous was a new one that came out with Christina Ricci, and did not pay off.
No.
It's literally like the Babadook. Like she's
Oh.
crazy because she had an abusive husband.
Oh wow.
that might have been like a
Like they do,
documentary.
they make you think that there's a monster, and it's just like she has lost her mind and like secluded, but thinks stuff is happening because she had an abusive husband.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with those themes. Just make a horror movie. It doesn't need to be about some deep,
No.
like it doesn't need to have some deep message. Make something.
I don't need the end to be like, oh, there. No wonder.
Yeah,
She was beaten.
I have that too. I'm gonna relate. And it,
Just show me monsters, scary things.
Yeah, like Barbarian, for example.
Or like
Barbarian.
REC. where, like,
REC?
there's just a crazy apartment building.
Full of zombies and
Still scary.
A monster. Yeah,
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Top tier film.
Great horror movie.
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't
has
have
everything.
It doesn't have some crazy underlying
Let's just review that again. Get this out of here.
message, you know. But that one, and then what else? Malignant. Great, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have some.
Well, that's because they're unique.
Yeah, very unique.
But this one did have like.
Have you seen his new movie that's coming out? Megan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks not good.
I'm not into it. I'm not feeling it.
This one did cast like.
I'm gonna see it.
Like a wide net, like shockingly though, because even like
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it did.
Kate's aunt and uncle went to see it, and I was like, "You guys don't even watch horror, do you?" And they're like, "Yeah, we."
That's what I'm
liked
saying.
it."
Like it was a huge W.
You know
for
what I
horror.
The
think?
marketing was
You know, I
huge.
think the marketing was very good.
Yeah.
The trailer, you got to give it to him on the trailer. It was very catchy. It
Yeah.
like got your attention. It got this. It had that like the it factor with the smile.
Yeah.
It had everything. It was very smart and it was well done. Is
even if,
it groundbreaking? No.
People hate on it, and the director and stuff, he can be like, "Well, I made tons of money, and I'm
Tons.
smart with how I did it, so I don't
Tons
care
of money.
what you say."
Yeah. So it was a win. It was a
But
win.
we say don't see it.
No, I saw it with I saw
was
it
a win.
I saw this at Fantastic Fest. I think it was the world premiere. She was there, the star and the director, and there were a lot of like little details that you wouldn't even think about, like in the doctor's office, on the wall where it was like, "How is your pain?" and it was like 1 to 10, and like a smiley,
and the smiley,
face.
the emojis or whatever.
And
yeah.
they like made that specifically for this movie. Like they commissioned an artist to make that specifically for this movie.
I thought that was a real
And the
thing, no?
Like it's a real thing, but not with those drawings. And like
Stuff
the
like that's
smiles
cool.
on it were creepy.
Yeah.
If you like pause it and look at it, it is
They
like,
did the
bizarre
original
creepy.
artwork. It's cool. Yeah.
And like they did a bunch of like little stuff where they did like added stuff.
They put effort in. They put effort in. It's a good effort. It was a good movie.
was.
Is it groundbreaking? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's
no,
groundbreaking.
but the stuff it took stuff from are hits.
very
and
much so.
and they did it well enough to where you're like, this is a blatant ripoff and it sucks.
Yeah, but they made it like just more mainstream.
'Cause
they
if-
took from better movies and made it more mainstream.
Because
They
me
combined
saying
a few
it's
things,
like
yeah.
It Follows but not as good is not a knock, because It Follows
It's great.
literally rejuvenated my love for horror.
Yeah, it's super good.
Like
I
the
gotta
year
watch
it came
it
out, it
again,
was
man.
honestly one of my favorite movies. I think 14 or 15 it came out.
I gotta watch
And it was
it
one
again,
of my favorite
man.
movies of that year, and also shot in Michigan.
good.
And also Macon Monroe.
Very well made. yeah.
Also, I found out Sophia's cousin is an extra in It Follows.
That's awesome.
He didn't even know what he was being an extra in. He was just in high school and just was like, "Yeah, we'll do what." They signed up and did it. And then when him and his sister were watching It Follows, they're like, "Hey."
That's me. Yeah, I'm following her. No, I'm kidding.
And now he's just been on a bunch of like the digital shorts for SNL,
That's awesome.
just
Yeah.
as a background character, like
Good for
standing
him.
there.
No, but anyway, you guys want to get to ratings?
sure,
What did you guys give it?
a 5.
1.5.
No. Hell no, you did not.
Okay, go ahead. What did
6.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. Like, it was like a 6.5, 7. I saw it a second time and didn't like it any less, so I'll give it a 7.
Okay. And final verdict: watch it ASAP. Watch it whenever. Skip it.
Whenever.
Yeah,
Whenever.
I'd say watch it whenever.
It's a fun horror movie. I mean,
Fun is pushing it.
Is it not going to blow your mind? Is it going to blow your mind? No. It's
If
not.
you're a normie, yeah.
If you're normie, yeah. All right, guys, we got the quote game for you. Shaw's got a movie quote. We got to guess it. What do you got, Shaw?
Mom, I gotta go. I'm getting an important work call. And then he answers the phone and goes, "What up, faggot?"
Barbarian.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
It's literally
Yes.
like one of my favorite scenes of a movie this year.
Yeah, Justin Long. Yeah, he's so good in it.
He's so likable and hateable at the same
He
time.
is.
It's
He's so good in it.
Fuck, I
watched-
just read.
I watched that movie 3 times, and he's so
Zac
good in it.
Efron was supposed to play that part and turned it down.
Oh, thank God he did.
And then the director's like,
I'm glad Justin Long
he was
took
like,
it,
I want
yeah.
to go in a different direction. He's
Justin
like,
Long's way better than
and
Zach.
he was like, I want Justin Long because he's so likable, so people will find it hard to hate him even though he's so bad.
All right, guys, that's our review for Smile. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you soon.